going to scroll on by, and your average watch time is going to drop significantly. So by these, I mean you've got to use your text hook, so something written on screen which gives context as to what the video is about, and with your audio hook, so the first thing you say, you want to make sure you get straight into it. The second thing is going to be some constant stimulus. Constant stimulus is a massive topic. I'm going to get a video out this week on that, so make sure you follow so you don't miss it. But essentially, how can you keep your video entertaining and smooth? So you've got to cut out all of the ums, buts, ahs, pauses. You've got to cut out whenever you start to go off topic. It has to roll smoothly. And if there's something moving or your angle's changing throughout the video, then that's a bonus. Also here, adding captions is a really big thing because people just stick around and watch a video to watch the captions sometimes. And the third thing, if you really want to get that average completion rate up, you've got to be ending your videos pretty abruptly. If you can get everybody to stay for 95% of your video and then drop off, then that is actually going to hurt how well your video does. So try and trim down your outros and just give a reason for people to drop a follow or check out your story or give a brief CTA to something. I think all of this is a really important topic. Once you've figured out your watch time, all of the other things you're doing are going to start becoming really powerful. As always, we've got our TikTok growth community, but we can only work with a limited amount of creators. So if you want to check that out, just click the link in our bio. You'll either get sent to a wait list for the next launch, or you'll get sent straight through. Most people are stuck at low views on TikTok because they try and optimize their videos after the fact. A lot of the TikTok hacks out there say that if you want to break out of low views, you need to be using this hashtag, or you need to be creating text and dragging it off the screen, or you need to be engaging with other people's posts on your FYP, or you need to be pushing that content to your story. And this just does not work for the vast majority of content. It only works for content that's been optimized before the fact. And this means before the video has been posted. So if you're stuck at low views and you want to break out, there is no quick hack or way to do this. You have to be researching in your niche to see what your audience is reacting to. You have to be looking at topics that are popular right now within your niche. You have to be experimenting with your content, finding one video idea and posting 5 different versions, all with different hooks, lengths, styles, to see what works for you. And most specifically, if you're stuck at low views, you need to be playing around with your content in a way where you're trying to get the most watch time for every single video you post, because that's how you get more views on TikTok. TikTok's told us that themselves. Only once you've done this work, and only once you've posted enough videos, will the engagement techniques like optimizing, like posting to your stories, that's the only time they'll actually help you get a little bit more views. Now, if you feel stuck with TikTok, but you're committed and you want to grow, we have a space where we've helped people like Susan gain over 160,000 followers within a few months through training and one-on-one support along the way. If you want to join Susan, then just click the link in our bio to join our wait room. That's where you'll get access to our academy when it next opens up to a select amount of creators next Friday. And whilst you're in the waiting room, you'll get some free content to help you see some results along the way. You will be stuck at low views on your TikTok videos if you cannot improve your watch time metrics. That's fact. TikTok's told us themselves, and we've seen it in our community of working with hundreds, if not thousands of creators. If you improve your watch time metrics, you improve your views. So if you're stuck at low views and you want to break out, the first thing we need to be looking at here is TikTok SEO. This can be a pretty complicated topic, so I'm going to break it down as simple as possible. I'm going to explain what it is. I'm going to tell you how to figure out if you're doing it already, and I'll give you a couple of tips on how to improve it yourself. So what is TikTok SEO, and how can it help you with your watch time so that you can start getting more views? TikTok SEO just stands for Search Engine Optimization. Yes, TikTok is a search engine, much more than it is a social media app. And in basic terms, it means you search something on TikTok and videos at the top of the search results are relevant to what you searched. But one step further with TikTok, it also means if your account gets categorized as something, or you get categorized as having a certain interest, then you only get relevant videos put on your FYP. So the only way that TikTok can possibly do this is by understanding content and assigning a category to them. Once TikTok has this category assigned to your content, it means they can serve your video if somebody searches for it, and it means if they find someone with a relevant interest, they can put your video on their FYP. Hopefully you figured out why this is so important to your watch time, but essentially how things usually work and why a lot of people are stuck at low views is when you first post a video, TikTok will put your video on about 300 people's FYPs, and if your watch time metrics are not good with those 300 people, then it's not going to go any further. If you haven't used TikTok SEO and your video isn't categorized, then those 300 people you get put in front of have never expressed an interest in the topic of your video before. So if you can get your video categorized, then the people you get put in front of will be fans of the niche, which gives you a much higher likelihood, if you've got a good video, of them sitting down and watching it, which in turn will improve your views. So moving on to the second point, how can you see if you're doing TikTok SEO already or if TikTok's actually understanding your videos? Well, have a look at your own profile, click on a couple of videos and have a look at the search bar at the top. Here's an example of one of our videos. If you look at the search bar at the top here, it has something like get more views in it. Whatever TikTok has put in that search bar at the top is what they've categorized your video as. So for example, with that video I just showed you, that's obviously a video about how to get more views on TikTok. We've got it categorized that way. So it means if people search in the search bar how to get more views on TikTok, that video will show up. And it also means if somebody engages with another video on the platform about getting views on TikTok, we should start landing on their FYP. So check a couple of your videos out, see if it says something in the search bar or if it says find related content. If it says find related content, then it's not been categorized. Moving on to the final point, how do you actually get your video categorized? Or how do you change the category? It is all about keywords. We managed to get that video categorized as how to get more views on TikTok or get more views on TikTok because I said that phrase multiple times throughout the video and TikTok caught up on it. And when a lot of people are stuck at low views, the first thing they try when they first hear a TikTok SEO is just using keywords in their descriptions and hashtags. That too does work. You should have your keyword, put it in your description at least twice, and use all of your 5 available hashtags to try and use that keyword as well. But the most powerful thing is what you're saying in the video. Obviously, this begs the question as to what you should be getting your videos categorized as. This is the most difficult part when it comes to TikTok SEO and where a lot of creators fail, because TikTok understands different categories to different levels. So if you want to get the most amount of views you can, you want to be getting your videos categorized to a category that TikTok understands thoroughly and is trying to push out. Easiest way to do this, and I want you to do this as soon as you've watched this video. So after this video, go check your own content, see if you are getting categorized, and then do this. I want you to type in a keyword into your search bar that's relevant to your niche. And I want you to have a look at the videos that are getting the most views, that are coming up in that search. And I want you to look at the search bar at the top of those videos and just write down what's in those search bars, because these are the categories that TikTok are understanding. Try and write down 4 or 5, type something else into your search bar, see what else is coming up. And in the end, you should have around 20, 30 different categories, depending on your niche. Now, these categories are what you should be basing your videos around. And again, use the keywords of these categories in your audio, in your description, and in your hashtags. Hopefully that was the most in-depth and understandable breakdown you've heard of TikTok SEO on the platform. I'm going to get some bite-sized ones out and other stuff you need to be looking out for on TikTok within the next few days. So make sure you follow so you don't miss any of our content. And of course, we have our TikTok Growth Academy where we're working with a select amount of creators to grow their accounts, just like we helped Susan here get over 160,000 followers within a few months. So if you want to get access to that, just click the link in our bio. You'll either see a wait list to join for the next launch, or you'll go straight through to it.